Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys must bench Cooper Rush for Trey Lance after horrid turnover versus Panthers. The Dallas Cowboys were in cruise control in the first half against the Carolina Panthers. CeeDee Lamb has been unstoppable as per. Rico Dowdle is putting together yet another strong performance on the ground, and the defense has forced 2 turnovers. All of that led to the Cowboys having a 10-0 advantage on the scoreboard. They were poised to add to that lead after driving into the red zone. Then, the bad Cooper Rush showed up. On what seemed like a zone read, Rush fumbled after faking a handoff to Dowdle. The Panthers recovered and Bryce Young fired an 83-yard touchdown to tight end Jalen Coker on the ensuing play to make the score 10-7 before halftime. The Cowboys tried a 70-yard field goal from Brandon Aubrey, but it wasn't close. Rush's turnover was a potential 14-point swing and the Panthers get the ball out of halftime. If there was ever a time for Dallas to take the training wheels off with Trey Lance, it's now. Whether it be an exchange or otherwise, that marks Rush's 4th fumbled snap in 6 starts. Patrick Walker of the Cowboys' official website asked Mike McCarthy about the issue a few weeks ago, and the head coach was understandably despondent. That it is still an issue proves Rush must be benched. The Trey Lance discourse was laid to rest for weeks as Rush's performance improved ever so slightly and Dallas won back-to-back games. It should absolutely make waves again after Rush's costly turnover. It is beyond clear that the Cowboys don't think Lance is good enough to lead them to wins. That's the only explanation for Rush continuing to start. But what does Dallas have to lose at this point? Their pride? They're all but mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. Rush can't complete passes to anyone but CeeDee Lamb, and he is essentially a statue in the pocket. On the first drive of the game, Rush took an awful 15-yard sack on 3rd down. He saw the Panthers defender coming the entire way and just went down. The 31-year-old was almost intercepted before halftime. He looked Brandon Cook's way on a crossing route, but the pass was luckily batted at the line of scrimmage. Fox color analyst Greg Olsen noted that Panthers cornerback J.C. Horn had already jumped the route as Rush released the ball. For dropped snaps in 6 starts is absolutely worthy of being benched. The latest could cost Dallas this game, but we're told that Rush gives them the best chance to win. That doesn't seem to be the case. What Dave Canales said after Bryce Young's 4-turnover day leads to Cowboys crushing. The Carolina Panthers have spent the last 3 weeks shedding their "same old Panthers" label, proving that despite their losses, they were fun and fearless and good enough to at least hang with the NFL's best. Sunday, on the contrary, was an uncomfortable return to form. The Panthers, 3-11, fell to the Dallas Cowboys, 30-14, in a game that in many ways resembled the same matchup from 2023, the penultimate game of the Frank Reich era. Bank of America Stadium was replete with Cowboy blue. Outside of one play, the Panthers failed to be explosive. And the defense let a struggling Dallas offense gain some confidence, anchored by a run game that earned 5.3 yards per carry. The Dallas Cowboys have already set the table for their next contract negotiation with a homegrown superstar. It is Micah Parsons's turn to get paid, and the process promises to be just as, if not more, anxiety-inducing as Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb's negotiations. With significant money tied to their best players and amid an injury-riddled season, Executive Vice President Stephen Jones all but announced the Cowboys' intention to tighten their budget this offseason. Prescott, Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, and Zach Martin are all among the highest-paid players at their respective positions. They also have DeMarcus Lawrence and Terrence Steele making well north of $10 million per year. That obviously should not dissuade the Cowboys from making Parsons the highest-paid defender in NFL history, but this front office is a special breed of dysfunctional. Executive Vice President Stephen Jones said Dallas will rethink everything this offseason, including paying upper-echelon talent. In doing so, Jones didn't rule out trading Parsons, and the superstar pass rusher had a somber reaction when asked about it after Sunday's win over the Carolina Panthers. Will the Cowboys pay Micah Parsons or trade him? In 2024, Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons waited patiently while the team dragged its feet on paying receiver CeeDee Lamb and quarterback Dak Prescott. In 2025, Parsons is up for a new deal. Some think the Cowboys should consider trading him, in lieu of paying him. Rodney Harrison recently made that case on PFT Live. In recent comments to NFL.com, Cowboys executive Stephen Jones tiptoed around the possibility of a Parsons trade. "Obviously we're totally all in on Dak and CD," Jones told the league's in-house media outlet, "but after that, then you still shape things, including Micah. But Micah's a great player. You don't do well in this league letting guys like Micah, usually, leave the house." Throwing in the word "usually" is just enough to make folks wonder whether the Cowboys might do the unusual. "We love Micah," Jones said. "I can't imagine there's a scenario where he's not wearing a star on his helmet. Patrick Mahomes, AFC West is first goal. We have to keep building." Mike Tomlin on George Pickens didn't want a small problem to become a big one. "Glorious if a cat bites their owner. Hey race what it really means." Garrett Wilson, "It feels like we have a losing gene." Kyler Murray, "I feel like I let the team down." Discover read more. Jones's comments came days after Parsons handed the team plenty of leverage during an interview with ESPN. "At the end of the day, whatever it takes for me just to continue to be a Cowboy until I retire, that's what I want," Parsons said. He later said this, "I would rather just be in the best situation, you know? At that point, I don't think there's a big difference between $30 million and $40 million in my eyes, you know? And that's just me talking." But he's also the one who will be signing the contract. So his words are more important than anyone's. The Cowboys surely don't want to trade Micah. But if he doesn't want to be traded even more than they don't want to trade him, advantage Cowboys. The Cowboys try to get players to take less to stay in Dallas. They throw an arm around their shoulders and talk about how having a star on the helmet unlocks millions in off-field earning potential, now and in the future. Look at the broadcasting industry. Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, Jason Witten, Jason Garrett. All former Cowboys. All landed prominent spots in the media. Parsons has made it clear he wants to stay. Which means that, if he pushes for too much, maybe he doesn't get what he wants. Maybe they trade him. Remember, most non-quarterbacks have only one major renegotiation in their careers. Teams do them all the time. With the Cowboys being consistently squeezed in contract negotiations dating all the way back to Ezekiel Elliott, Parsons has given them a chance to squeeze back. It's simple. If that's how much you want, our only choice is to trade you. Don't trade me. I'll take what you've offered. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Micah Parsons? Leave your opinion in the comments.